Dear student, once again I have come over here just to prepare the videos for a very important topic, that is polynomial, which will help you in the forthcoming mathematics examination. And I do hope that all of you will understand and will do work hard so that, but smart work, so that you will be beneficial. You will expect the maximum number of marks in mathematics. Actually, I have started the very late to discuss the topics with you, but I do hope that in future, whoever the student will be in class 10, they will be benefited. They will get the maximum benefit from my videos. That is why, my dear student, today I will discuss the important questions related with the polynomial. Try to understand. Because in the previous video, I discussed the linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial. And quadratic polynomial, linear polynomial, while you will draw the graph of it, it will intersect the x-axis at only one point. Because there will be the straight line, graph will be straight line. Quadratic polynomial, there will be different forms of the quadratic polynomial, graph of the quadratic polynomial. What will be the different forms? It may intersect the x-axis at 2 points. It may be at the upper portion, that will be, upper part will be open of it at no point. It may be downward, open from the downward, that may not intersect the x-axis at all. That is why you must have to keep in mind, see the graph, accordingly you must have to give the answer. The number of zeros of the figures, because generally the question asks related with the graph of the polynomial in the examination, in different types of examination. First of all, I will discuss the some questions. Let me take it. Find the number of zeros. Find the number of zeros. Number of zeros in the following graphs. Following graphs. I will discuss the different graphs I am just going to draw. My dear student, you also see, and you will tell how many zeros will be there for this graph, because I have collected the very important questions from the different sample papers which are very important for you. That is why, see carefully, that will be x-axis, y-axis, x-axis. I am taking, suppose, dear students, suppose this is the graph, and you find out the number of zeros. How many zeros will be there? As I told you, it intersects the x-axis at one point. This graph intersect x-axis at only one point. So, how many zeros are there? So, there is only one zero. There is 1 0. There will be 1 0. Okay, let me take one more thing, and you will tell me how many zeros will be there in this graph. Suppose, because any type of question may be asked in the examination, and which is very important. Dear student, that is origin. You must have to keep in mind. And I am taking, suppose, okay, this may be the graph of quadratic polynomial. As I told you, it is open from the upper side. But you see, this graph do not touch, do not intersect the x-axis. That is why, how many zeros will be there? There will not be any zero. This do not touch or intersect. intersect x-axis at any point. At any point. So there is no zero. There is no zero of this graph. Like that, you can give the answer of different questions, my dear student, which is very, very important. I will discuss some more important things related with the different types of polynomials. Let me take first the questions related with the quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. I will assume here, my dear students, several times this question asked in the examination. I do hope that in future also it will help you to find out the solution. Okay, let me take a question and you will see such questions are given in the exercises also, in the NCERT book or in other books also, you will see. And automatically you can find out the solution of the questions. My dear student, I am taking one example, one question. See, find the zeros of the polynomial. This is a quadratic polynomial of the polynomial. See, that is I am taking px, or I used to take the polynomial equal to px. X square minus 3x minus 4. Very important fact. Everything I will explain over here. But first, you find out the zeros of the polynomial. Zeros means, I told you in the previous video, by using the trial and error method to find out the zeros. But here directly you can find out. How you can find out? My dear student, you have studied one method of factorization of the quadratic polynomial. What was the method? By splitting the middle term. Okay. By splitting the middle term, you see, middle term is a -3 and coefficient of x is 1 and constant number is 4. Their product is 1 and 4, that will be -4. Okay, you split -3x in such a way so that their product must be 4, but sum should be equal to how much? -3. Okay, minus 4x and plus x minus 4. You see, their sum will be equal to -3x, but their product it will be equal to product of coefficient of x square as well as 4. Okay, what is common here? X. What is in the bracket? X minus 4. And what will be common here? 1. X. Both the brackets are same. This is the method to find out the factorization. Take x minus 4, that is common over here, and what is left in the second bracket? X plus 1. We got the factorization by splitting the middle term, but here it is given, find the zeros of this polynomial. Very simple. How to find out the zeros? Zeros you can find out the value of x, so that the value of px must be 0. Then it will be the zero of the polynomial. Because I discussed in detail in the previous videos regarding to find out the zeros. If px is equal to 0, because then only you can find out the zero. Then what will happen? X minus 4 or x plus 1 will be equal to 0. There will be two cases. Either this one will be equal to 0 or this one will be equal to 0. Then only their product will be equal to 0. See, I am telling you the very important point regarding the factorization. To get the value of the 0, either there are two brackets. When there will be the product of two numbers will be equal to 0, either both the number will be equal to 0 or one of them will be equal to 0, because 0 into any number will be equal to 0. That is why then I told you, here you can write either or. Either, let me take either x minus 4 will be equal to 0. Then what will happen? Implies that 4 you take from left side to right side, x will be equal to or x plus 1 will be equal to 0, implies that x will be equal to 1. My dear student, I am telling you clearly, if in place of x you will put 4 and minus 1, you will get the value of it, value of px will be equal to 0. That is why, what are the two zeros of this polynomial? Because it is a quadratic polynomial, that is why there will be two zeros. In the linear polynomial there will be one zero. In the cubic polynomial there will be three zeros. That is why there are two zeros of this polynomial. Two zeros are there. Okay? And what are the two zeros? I am going to write over here. There are 4 and minus 1 are the zeros of this one. My dear student, because I have given here, because I will be required this one just in the next step. That is why I have given over here. Because I got x is equal to 4 and x is equal to minus 1. These are the two zeros of this one. Okay? As I told you, you put 4 over here in place of 4. Let me take just for your satisfaction. I have given that 4 and minus 1, these are the zeros of this polynomial. Okay? P4. In place of x, write 4 square minus 3 into 4 and minus 1. Okay. 16 minus 12 minus 4. 16 minus 16 it will be. Okay. P4 will be equal to 2 as I told you. Similarly, if you will put minus 1 in place of x, you will get 0. That is why 4 and minus 1 are the zeros of the polynomial. Okay, let me remove this one and get another formula related with this, related with the zeros. And what will be the another formula? What you will say regarding the formula? And dear student, relationship between zeros and coefficient of polynomials. I am taking another heading, relation between zeros and coefficient. Coefficient, what coefficient? Regarding the coefficients, what coefficient? Coefficient of the polynomial. Coefficient of polynomial. Let me take the standard form of a polynomial. Ax square plus bx plus c. What condition is there? What is the condition? A does not equal to 0. If a will be equal to 0, it will not be equal to 0. That is why bx right plus c. See here, I am going to write, I am taking the same thing which it has been used frequently by you. Alpha, beta are the zeros of this one. Let alpha, beta are zeros of quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus bx. And I told you generally you denote it by px. Okay? If alpha, beta are there, the zeros of this quadratic polynomial, then sum of, see over here, sum of zeros. As I told you, alpha, beta, these are the zeros. Sum of zero, how do you write? Alpha plus beta. Its value will be equal to negative. See, minus coefficient of x, that is b, upon coefficient of x square, that is a. I am going to write minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of x. You must have to keep in mind this is a very important formula. I will take the related question. I will use the example which is given here. Similar kind of example I will use. Okay, product of zeros. Very important thing I am telling you. question definitely may ask in the examination product of zero. What may be the product of zero? Alpha into beta. Alpha into beta, constant C upon A. C upon A, how do you write? Constant term is C, and A, that is coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x square. Once again you see, my dear student, constant term, that is C upon coefficient of x square. Constant term is C, coefficient of x square, that is A, coefficient of x is B. That is why this is the formula I have discussed with you. Now I will take the question, similar kind of question, which is also given in your book and asked several times in your examination. That is why you see carefully in the exercises also, not only in one book, in different books the questions are given. I am taking the quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial, I am just going to write it over here. You see, same question I am taking. I am not going to remove it because already we got its zeros. Zeros you know, that is 4 and 1 minus 1. Okay. Dear student, this is standard form also you must have to keep in mind. Let me write the question. Question is here. Question is here. Question, find the zeros. Find the zeros. Find the zeros of this polynomial, of quadratic polynomial. I am writing how the question will be asked. Polynomial. And verify the relationship. Relation between zeros and coefficients. Just before I explain coefficients, just before I explain the same thing in the standard form, okay, it's zeros already we got. Here it is given, find the zeros. Already I told you the procedure, how to find out the zeros. Okay, after that you find the relation. I am just verifying the relation. Okay, sum of zeros, solution you see, sum of zeros what? Alpha plus beta, as I told you. If you want to write, you can write. I have given over here so that you can understand. This is given in the standard form. Alpha, beta, these are the zeros. But zeros of this polynomial we got, alpha is equal to how much? 4. And beta is equal to minus 1. Okay? Okay, alpha 4 and beta minus 1. It will be equal to how much? 3. You see 3. And 3. You see here, it is given minus 3. Let me change it a little. Minus 3 upon 1. I have changed it. Similar kind of thing. Negative number into negative number, you will get positive. 3 by 1 is same thing. I have changed it into this form because I want the relation between zeros and coefficients. Sum of zeros will be equal to what? Negative sign as it is. Minus 3. You see minus 3. Coefficient of x. Let me write it. Coefficient of x. I think let me remove it, otherwise it will become very compact, congested, and it will create a problem to find out, to understand. Coefficient of x. Minus 3, that is coefficient of x. And 1, coefficient of x square is 1. Coefficient of x square. You see, very simple. Second case, this was the first. Second case, it is also given over here. Product of the function. Sorry, product of the zeros. Product of zeros will be equal to what? Product of zeros will be equal to alpha into beta. Alpha beta are given over here. 4 and minus 1 will be equal to how much? Minus 4. And how you can write minus 4? divided by 1. What is minus 4? Constant number. See, constant upon coefficient of x square. Similar kind of thing. Constant term you can write. Constant term is, you see, minus 4 is the constant term in this polynomial, quadratic polynomial. One that is coefficient of x square. Same thing I have written. That is why, my dear student, it is relation between zeros and coefficients. I have got the solution of it. Once again, you see, find the zeros already we determined of it, and relation between zeros and coefficient. Let me take one question from your book, which is also important question, dear student, and similar kind of thing you will have to find out. Let me change the quadratic polynomial, which is very important. I am taking, that is x square minus 2x minus 8. Let me discuss this question also, which is very important, and I think it will be helpful for you to understand. Dear student, let me take this question. Okay, same thing we will use over here by splitting calculator. Okay, find out its factorization. Coefficient of x square 1 into 8, 8. Okay, you change it in such a way so that their sum should be equal to minus 2 and their product should be 8. Okay, how much it will be? Minus 4x. Let me take and plus 2x. 2 into 4, 8. And their sum will be minus 2. Very easy. X is common, x minus 4 and plus 2, x minus 4. Here I have taken out 2. And what is left? X minus 4. My dear student, both the brackets are same. That is why your factorization are correct. Okay, x minus 4 and x plus 2. X minus 4 I have taken common over here. What is left? X plus 2. Then what will be the zeros? I told you, if px is equal to 0. Zeros means the value of the polynomial will be equal to 0 if you will substitute in place of x, y, whatever it may be, whatever the variable will be given. Okay, it will be 0. Then first take either x minus 4 will be 0, then implies that x will be equal to 0. Or either or, what? X plus 2 will be equal to 0, implies that x will be equal to minus 2. Then we got the two zeros. What the zeros? 4 and minus 2. We got the two zeros. Okay, then what will happen? Let me take the solution of it. Similar kind of solution. I am going to take alpha is equal to 4, beta is equal to minus 2. If you want to write, you can write, otherwise no need to write. Okay, sum of zeros. First case, sum of zeros will be equal to what? 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 4 minus 2. That is 2. And 2, how you can write 2? Minus 2 upon 1. Same thing. I have changed it. Negative to negative turn positive. Because I require this one. It is for my minus 2. And minus 2, you put here negative sign. Minus 2 is what? Coefficient of x. Coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. Of x square. Okay, we got. Now product of the function it is given. I will just write here. I am not going to do it. I will write. Alpha beta you want to write, you can write, otherwise no need to write. Okay, product of the function. Product of the zeros. Product of the zeros, 4 into 2. Okay? 4 is the one zero, another 0 is 2, minus 8. And minus 8 upon 1. Then you see what is constant term? Same thing, constant term upon coefficient of x square. X square. That will be product of 0. Okay? This I am going to do. My dear student, I I have given you the simple solution of the simple questions over here, and easily you can find out the solution of these questions. Okay? You must have to generate some questions, and you must have to find out the solution of the questions similarly. In the next videos, we will discuss some more questions. We will form the quadratic polynomials whenever the number of zeros will be given. That is also the important. But this type of question we will discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow means in the next video. Tomorrow means in the next videos. That is why, my dear student, you must have to concentrate and motivate. You must be positive, because negative thinking, negative thoughts destroy the brain and the whole body, and positive thoughts and positive thinking make your brain strong as well as your body strong. And in whatever the work you will start to do, you will get success whenever your thinking is positive. And positive means inspire yourself. I am the strong one. I am a strong boy. Always you must have to do like that, this posture. And while you are going to sleep during the night time, my dear student, you think, मुझे सफलता मिल गई. Whatever the work I will do, I will get success. This thought will come in your mind only when your thinking will be positive and you will do the positive work. Okay. Like my videos and subscribe my channel so that I shall be motivated. Thank you.